Welcome back to the Socialist Star YouTube channel. Appreciate you tuning in once again. And I'm your annoying YouTuber who complains and whines about God knows what, but I at least try to make it funny. So let's get into it. For today's topic, I wanted to talk about someone that has been getting on my nerves here and there. I never really have him in my circle per se of like awful people that randomly enter my timeline, but some people do. This guy is Dr. Umar. He has a rather long African sounding name that he changed his name to so that way he could sound more African. Dr. Umar has been a fraud. He is the self-proclaimed Prince of Africanism, Pan-Afrikanism. He is really more the Black King of scamming the shit out of middle-aged black folks and those disillusioned with their blackness. Oh, and it has come out that he is also a deadbeat father, which honestly that's not shocking considering he has disagreements, and by disagreements I mean he does not respect interracial marriage. He believes he can cure the LGBTQ and considers it a mental illness. He also believes in a man having 2 wives. So let's get into Dr. Umar's recent allegation. But first, I need to give you all some backstory because I know some people are going to say you're clipping things out of context or you're misunderstanding or this and that, da. But I'm going to cover the big ones, okay? And these are his words and his actions. So the first allegation he has is he's been opening a school for a long time. And here in America, I don't know if you noticed, even if it's a public school, they get built pretty quickly. Usually no longer than maybe 2-3 years tops. Dr. Umar has been trying to open a school for literally a decade.
Brothers and sisters, I am happy and elated to report to you today that we have found the location for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Pan-African Excellence.
Dr. Umar Johnson, whose birth name is Jermaine Shoemake, legally changed his name to Umar Rashad Ibn Abdullah Johnson, presumably to sound more African. As he calls himself the Prince of Pan-Afrikanism, the worldwide movement to unite all ancestral Africans and eliminate colonization and white supremacy. He claims to be a direct descendant of Frederick Douglass, to which the Douglass family responded, "That is cap." In 2014, he announced his mission to build a school for black children.
I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for African children. I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause.
Let's see what has happened since.
So far, we raised $250,000, and Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need.
In 2015, he actually raised over $400,000 on GoFundMe for the academy, and then he claimed that PayPal sabotaged him.
PayPal sabotaged us, y'all. The Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is a school that I conceived of a very long time ago, but began to actually put teeth into the creation of that school a couple of years ago.
How will my academy be able to sustain itself the same way private schools all across America sustain themselves? I mean, there's no secret to how you do that. You fundraise, you have tuition, you also float endowment.
Oprah built a fucking school in Africa faster than this motherfucker has built a school in Delaware. And Oprah's school had a high output of freaking abuse. Umar ain't even got a high output of failed students because there are no freaking students. For the past decade, he has had this fundraiser going and he always claims an excuse as to why this isn't done, claiming that it's because he was hiring black people, which is hilarious to me. Like, you claim to be all about black folk, and then when you get a couple of bad contractors, sure, maybe they were black, but you blame that on their race rather than just their work ethic. But you're supposed to be the Prince of Pan-Africanism. You're supposed to be down for the black. You call everybody a black king and a black queen and all this other bullshit.
Because this is the month that renovations will commence.
All is well with the HVAC. The HVAC is in Delaware, but it cannot be installed unless the Prince of Pan-Africanism, CEO of FDMG. I need to be present.
Yeah, I'm sure he can't possibly get anyone else to be present for the HVAC guy.
Stop confusing homeschools with regular schools. Stop
comparing home schools to real schools. This is a real school.
Would anyone building an actual school need to tell people it's a real school? Sounds like he's trying a little too hard to convince people his school is actually being built.
Look at them big, beautiful windows, brothers and sisters. Look at the big, beautiful windows on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
Oh great, 9 years later he finally has windows. Well, at least in 2024 he actually started painting the building.
I want to thank the brothers and sisters who came out this past weekend to Wilmington, Delaware to help us paint the inside of the Marcus Garvey Pan-Afrikanism Academy.
And on March 1st, 2024, Umar did what everyone has waited a decade for. He set an opening date, September 3rd, 2024. Narrator, the school did not open.
Well, the time has come. I have kept my promise, and I will deliver to our young men and their parents, especially our single mother, a school that will be a heaven on earth.
Well, no, Umar, you didn't keep your promise. I gotta hand it to Umar, though. This long con is genius. He'll be leaving breadcrumbs every year for the next 50 years. Anytime someone asks when will the school actually open, he'll continue to reply, soon. Just look at the progress we're making. This week we built the basketball court. Here's how he responds to the haters. Good Garvey Day, Empress. I'm not doing anything about the hate. My work speaks for itself. I've done more to assist and transform the way Black parents and children do business with and resist exploitation from the Eurocentric psychological, academic, pharmaceutical, industrial complex on the grassroots level than any Black psychologist in history. Let the hate continue. I'm too focused on my divine mission to give it any of my precious energy.
Black people from the ages of 35 to 65, this guy is just not it. It's just not it. What actions have you seen? What firm groups have you seen this motherfucker form that actually go out and do shit? He just appears on nothing but podcasts and YouTube videos and shit and states his stupid ass fucking opinion, makes it sound all pseudo-intellectual, okay, by throwing the big words at you, and then just fucking does nothing with it but just fucking profit off of it. You assume that this guy, when you first maybe hear him or see him, is like this Malcolm X, this Martin Luther King figure. And there's nothing of substance when he gives speeches and he does damn near nothing. Just throw out judgments. And yeah, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they had their judgments, right? They judged certain things and this and that and believed these things weren't right and that thing wasn't right, whatever. They put action behind their judgment. They put entire fucking industries behind their judgment. He can't even like grift right. Like, where was he when all the other civil rights people were at the side of Floyd's daughter or Breonna Taylor's family? He was on fucking talk shows and podcasts and posting YouTube videos saying how he disliked Black Lives Matter and had issues with this and had issues with that. Like, anytime niggas really need someone to actively be a voice, suddenly this nigga does not exist. He disappears. Or he just goes on a podcast and says some stupid shit. Brothers and sisters of Pan-African descent, my brothers and sisters, we are the Ghanaian kings and queens, and from the bush there come what we mine, this and that knowledge, and the degradation and mediocrity of the white supremacy of the placement of our ancestors has brought us to this point, brothers and sisters. What did he say? Nothing. He never says anything. He just reiterates fucking stupid shit. But because he's using these big ass words, people fall for this motherfucker being an intellectual. He's smart, but he has nowhere to actually take that fucking intelligence other than his fucking ego. The worst part is he's using this intelligence and uses a lot of words to just fill up time in the hopes of, you know, catching you off guard, which he's gonna catch most people off guard, because most people don't have views on these things. They don't have an answer for these things. They either scare them or make them worried about like their financial situation or make them worried about just their future and their family. And to be fair, that's understandable for you to be scared about it, but you need to go look for the answers for yourself, because letting someone else create a narrative for you just makes you as awful as that person.
If my daughter comes to me and say, Daddy, my husband cheated on me, I'm gonna say, Princess, give me a hug, sit down, I need to talk to him. Is he a good provider? Yes. Does he take good care of you? Yes. Does he ever disrespect you, raise his hand to you? No. Outside of this cheating, is he pretty much what you need in a man? Yes, he is. What do we know about this woman? Was this thing purely sexual? Was it a hit and miss? Is it a work romance? Or is he really feeling this woman? If she tells me this was a hit and miss, I'ma tell her, go have a conversation with him about his infidelity. Let him know you do not like it. But there's two things I want you to think about. I will never tell you not to leave a man because he cheated. If you want to leave him because he cheated, go ahead and do it. But I want to ask you a question. How many men you expect to find out there who are never going to go outside that marriage at least occasionally to experience another woman? I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's not realistic to leave a good man for an oops. I'm going to tell you when you better pack your shit. I'm going to come pack it. If you find out the other woman is more important than you now.
Like, off that video alone, I feel like it was a good thing that he was not in there, like, in his daughter's lives, as we'll get into in a little bit. Because it's like, dude, you're basically saying you have no self-control. And you can't use the excuse of, it's a good man, though. If it was a good man, he would have said no to the marriage. He would have never proposed. Because that is what the person was expecting out of the marriage. Now, you can have a polyamorous marriage. Do I agree with it? You know, to each his fucking own. But you can have one. But if that's not the arrangement that we got into, if this was never fucking discussed, then you're just a disgusting person. You're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. You're using the I can't control my balls and where my dick pulls me as an excuse to fuck another person. And you would say that to your daughter? Like, what the fuck? To black people out there, that specifically black women, that think that this guy cares about you? No, just because he calls you a fucking black Hershey bar wrapped in fucking mocha does not mean this motherfucker thinks you're the sweetest thing on the block, because that's a lie. He is just like the same men he claims to fucking dislike, that go for snow bunnies and all this other shit and let their dick speak for him. That's what he is. It just so happens he's probably a little bit more attracted to black women than any other race. But he still goes for the other. We've seen fucking videos and people have made the fucking rumors and suggestions. Do I think that's wrong? No. But when his argument, when his rhetoric is you have to avoid interracial this and interracial that, and then he turns around and does the shit he claims, or he turns around and fucking says, oh, and black women, you have to degrade yourself to a man so that way you can be that black queen. Like, what the fuck? Get out of here, you misogynistic, racist piece of shit. That's why I never liked this dude. Because the first thing I heard from him, automatically, I immediately was able to tone that he was racist and he was a misogynist. It just so happens that he's black. And he dresses it in a way that black people are accepting to consuming. Because he makes this identity of him being African. Like Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, all these other individuals that changed their name, they fucking put worth behind that name change. You, on the other hand, just fucking assumed a new identity. It's so fucking stupid.
Big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sister see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sister say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to, stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
So his point here about how black women don't go after black men that aren't quote unquote finished, then how is there so many babies in the hood? Because by your narrative, there are a bunch of niggas that aren't finished, but yet they have so many kids, so many baby mamas and baby daddies. And you go, oh, the white women, they go after the NFL players. Nigga, black girls do the same fucking thing. What the fuck are you talking about? And guess what? It never mattered in the first place, because you cannot tell someone Just because you changed your fucking name, where their dick goes. You fucking weirdo. I'm starting to think maybe you're the fucking homosexual. What the fuck? You don't even know what the fuck it takes to be a man. You're a fucking greedy, egotistical child. And his points about like LGBTQ people claiming, oh, it's a mental illness, and when they pulled it from this, they simply said, we don't have enough evidence.
Come back to it if you want to have that conversation. Number one, and because I got ADHD, I didn't remember everything, but I think I could get to most of the highlights of what you said. First, you said homophobia.
Yes. Oh, you're going to tell me that's a mental illness from an outdated DSM-3 that was abolished in 1973? Don't try it.
That's like history.
This is not the
DSM-5?
This is the DSM-5.
Oh, then we're mentally ill. Go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to hear you answer the question.
And I'm going to be respectful to you, okay? I didn't pick this up to talk about the fact that homosexuality was a mental illness in this book until 1974. But since you brought it up, I'll start with that. If you read the American Psychiatric Association position paper on the removal of homosexuality from this book as a mental illness, and I have it, it's available online, it clearly says that we did not change this classification because we had sufficient evidence to prove that people were born this way. So one of the questions that got to be dealt with from the Eurocentric mental health framework that we're dealing with this issue in, why was it removed? Now, having said that, I picked up the book to ask you on what page is the mental illness homophobia.
It's not a mental illness. It's a disease, just like racism is a disease.
Who defined homophobia as a disease? This is the authority of mental illness. Where is the diagnosis homophobia?
It's not a diagnosis. It's a state
No, a phobia.
of being. It's a state
No,
of being.
phobia.
It's
A
state
phobia.
of being.
A phobia
Okay.
is in this book.
Okay, so hate
And
speech
a
against
phobia,
gay people.
let me,
Okay.
phobia is fear. Simple phobia, any type of claustrophobia, it's a fear. You said homophobia. I'm not afraid of nobody. I normally accept the invitation for respectful dialogue. I don't run from the opportunity if it's going to be respectful. Now, I stand by my position as a psychologist, as an educator, as a therapist for normally 20 years. And in 95% of the cases of gay and lesbians I personally know and met and worked with, most of them were victims of sexual abuse as children. I'm speaking not what some white person wrote in some research study. I'm telling you what I know. Amongst black folk, it is a pathology born of childhood sexual victimization. Denial is at the root of all mental illness. It's easy to say, I was born like this, so I don't have to deal with the pain that triggered it. Now, I never said that because you are gay, you want to prey on children sexually. Now, do you have a strong case of homosexuals and lesbians who prey on children? Look at the Roman Catholic Church. We don't have to debate whether or not folks who are sexually confused, who may also prefer children. But am I going to wholesale indict the whole population and say because you're gay you want to molest children? I've never said that.
We all agreed. It's who you are. Sure, it might manifest later, it might manifest in the future, but it's who you are. You're annoying as fuck. That's who you are. But we all fucking put up with it. No one's taking a dick up the ass if they don't want one. No one's doing fucking scissors if they don't want to. No one's pegging their husband if they don't want to. All that matters is fucking consent, dude. That's all that matters in sex. Consent. All this other shit, so unnecessary. So fucking unnecessary. You're making an already awkward, fucking complicated thing fucking awkward and more complicated. It's not a mental fucking illness, and you go, oh, phobia, I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm not afraid of nobody. And dude, no one in the LGBT community is gonna come out here and fucking kill you just for being a fucking homophobe. It's when you turn into an asshole with your homophobia that people will fucking respond with physical fucking force. That's how that works. And then he goes, where were the LGBTQ and during the when Trayvon Martin got shot, during the Black Lives Matter, nigga, where were you?
About freedom of speech and people's rights and looking out for those who are being oppressed and denied their opportunity. Where the hell was the LGBTQ movement when Michael Brown was murdered? Where the hell y'all don't speak out against what goes on with black folks. No, y'all don't.
I've been to Ferguson. I've started organizations here, and maybe
you're talking about you. I'm talking about that movement.
Guess what? The 3 women that started Black Lives Matter, both Patrice and Alicia, are queer black women, and they are making sure.
You're talking about individuals.
I am talking
about
3
your population.
Women. I am talking about 3 women that started this movement.
They do not speak out against white supremacy.
They do.
And the reason LBGT does not, I'm not talking about you as an individual, but the reason why the LBGT movement does not speak out against white supremacy is because they are a part of it.
Negro, please.
Other than fucking getting some clips for your YouTube videos and your podcast or whatever so that we can feel more official and disappearing. Meanwhile, literally, Black Lives Matter, like this woman said, was started by members of the LGBTQ community. And also, you mean to tell me in those thousands of protests, with those thousands of people in them, not a single one was LGBTQ+. Fuck you, get out of here. You're a dumbass. That is a sign to me that you didn't go to these protests, that you weren't there for anything other than content if you did go, and as soon as you got your content, you fucking dipped. Fuck you. Majority of these grassroots organizations, especially, oh my god, especially in cities, practically 80% of its grassroots organizations are literally started and run by lesbians, gays, trans people. Why? Because it's often the people who know what it feels like to be at the bottom of society who are going to help people that somehow have managed, because the system forced them, to be even under the fucking bottom of society. You fucking ignoramus ape looking motherfucker. You're not M'Baku, motherfucker. You're fuck you. Now fuck off. Pow. This makes me angry, and here's why this makes me angry. I despise when someone uses black narratives as exploitation, because they always get the narratives fucking wrong. It's so goddamn hard to find someone carrying a black narrative and doing it properly. I didn't hear every day from my parents, "You're black. Work harder, boy." I had a normal fucking life, thanks to my parents, who, thank God, are nothing like you. Everything's got to be brother this, brother that, and everything's got to be black queen this, black queen that, that black king this, the pseudo-intellectual, the Eurocentric, blah, blah, blah. No, it's called being normal, bro, and you're not fucking normal. And even worse, you're not normal and using the black narrative that you crafted to justify you being a fucking freak. And even more so, the clear hypocrisy shows in this next video.
So I just wanted to come on here with a small short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know who you are. Why do I have siblings out there that I don't know about? It's unfair. And, you know, deadbeat fathers is very common nowadays, especially in the black community, right? We all know Dr. Umar reps the black community or whatever, but you can't rep that if you're not even in your daughter's life. You moving backwards. You're moving backwards. It's not making sense. To the public, you look like this person, but in private, you a whole nother person. And I'm not bashing you. I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life. No graduations, no parties. When I get married, are you going to be at the wedding? Are you going to walk me down the aisle? Y'all, I have a stepdad who has been in my life since a little girl. He has been in my life. And I thank God for him because my biological father couldn't even do that, y'all. My biological father is not even on my birth certificate because when my mom had me, he left. And I do have a DNA test. So yes, I can prove that that's my father. I would never get on here and lie to y'all. That's kind of sick and delusional and crazy. But I'm just making this video because I want to find my sister.
So let me make something very, very clear about this video, okay? This nigga who tries to tell people how to be a father, a black father, right? And how to raise strong black women and this and that, throwing fucking stones from glass houses. Some of y'all might say she could have reached out or maybe the mom was preventing her. Yes, that is fair. However, to the first point, she's the child. She did not ask to fucking breathe life. She did not ask to be conceived. She did not ask to walk this fucking earth. When you have a child, your life becomes encompassed by ensuring the most optimal life for that child, whether you are the mother or the father. Cold stop. It is not on the child to ensure that. And that's not me stating U.S. law says you got to take care of your kids till they're 18. No, that is just the moral fucking absolution. So it is your job to do the utmost. Can you do that perfectly? No. Were my parents perfect? Fuck no. But were my parents goddamn good at their fucking job? Fuck yes. Times 10, 93 times over. Never been arrested, never been doing a shit ton of drugs, selling a shit ton of drugs. I did a shit ton of drugs in college, let's just be honest. I'm not out here spewing hatred. I'm not out here being a fucking dickbag, and I'm intelligent, okay? I am. I'm stupid intelligent, but I'm fucking intelligent, which is a rare fucking trait in this country. They did a good goddamn job. Yeah, they had their flaws and their problems, but my parents fucking were on point. And never did I feel like my parents were not there. Some parents may have reasons and different fucking stories for not being in their children's lives. Maybe the mom did prevent him from interacting with the daughter. However, Dr. Umar has this repertoire, right? This legacy, this under fucking standing of the fucking world. Believes he can subjugate the counterisms to the black, white, or the white supremacy. Then why didn't you take your wife or the mother of your child, excuse me, not your wife, the mother of your child to court to get joint custody, to get visitation, anything to be in this child's life? Why didn't you do that, Dr. Umar? Please explain. There are countless fathers who quite literally will fucking bear all before a judge in order to just get a weekend, a month with their kids, or get them for a month every quarter. Meanwhile, all you did was change your fucking name and never mention her. And also, like, you could say, oh, why didn't she reach out? Even if she knew that was her father, right? There's a certain level of respect you're going to have for the parents that are there versus a parent who's never been there. Which is why, like, I bring out the factor of your non-existence plays a role. She has no respect for you, and she doesn't need to have any respect for you. She even says she doesn't even want anything from you. She just wants a conversation and also to know her sister that you've had and put in the same fucking situation. You've done this not once, but fucking twice. You are such a fucking hypocrite. And yeah, the daughter has some flaws to her story, because I've looked at videos where she's basically said, like, if you all want me to talk about this about my father, you're gonna have to pay me money, right? And you can say that's wrong, and you could also say, why did she put this on social media? I have a couple responses to that. I personally would not put this on social media. However, in the context she's in, I would. And here's why. When you know your father is a fucking hypocrite and spins a story that many people are falling for, and you don't call that out as his biological daughter, you feel, even in his absence, that some of that fucking destructive hate he spews and the narrative he spills, you feel like some of that could be mitigated by you, but you didn't say anything. The story that he spins, which is this perfect black man, this da-da-da-da-da, perfect father, black king, da-da-da-da-da, my daughters, da-da-da-da. He said several times, this is what I would tell my daughter, this is what I tell my daughter. Okay, bitch, why didn't you? Why were you never in your fucking daughter's life? And why the fuck does it take her reaching out? It takes her reaching the fuck out. She said she reached out in messages and shit, and this motherfucker basically just gave her the cold shoulder, and I've seen some screenshots. It took her reaching out to be in your life, but you got a nerve to tell other motherfucking men how to raise their goddamn daughters. Meanwhile, you got two that you claim, oh, I paid child support, this and that, so I was in their life. Bitch, paying child support is not being in the child's life. Paying child support is a requirement by fucking law. Because society wants to ensure, as best as it can, that even if a parent or the parents fail, the child still has a fucking chance. If you're paying child support, especially in this situation, because yes, it can be wrong, family court can be shitty, but if you're paying child support, especially in this situation where you have nothing to do with the child, you don't reach out to the child, you don't spend time with the child, you don't fucking get to know the child, and you go, I paid child support, I'm in their life. No, nigga, you're doing what's required of you by law. Because it was mandated by law. And if your ass did not pay them child support fucking bills, your ass would be in jail by law. Society had to step in and act as a pseudo father figure for your ass. So her wanting to get money out of talking about this situation or whatever, I believe it's her right. Her bringing it on social media, I believe it's her right. Because she ain't got nothing out this nigga. Might as well wring the fucking rag dry. And I'll show you in a minute his video where he's trying to show that he's this perfect nigga. He basically just dismisses her in his defensive. So yeah, I think she should get money out of fucking talking about this nigga if she wants, because this is not her father. This is some random nigga who just so happened to contribute to the fucking egg being fertilized. That's it. That's who this man is to her. So this is Dr. Umar's response to his daughter, and it's a doozy, so buckle the fuck in.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
I want something noted. He literally repeats what he thinks are banger ass lines 3 times all the time. It's fucking annoying. He thinks saying things 3 times is somehow gonna make him fucking Dorothy. Like, instead of clapping his fucking heels together, it's like he says it 3 times and it just becomes somehow like a fucking banger point.
This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade Nana Payena, coming to you live and direct from Stockholm, Sweden. Where my Swedish Africans at? Where my Swedish Africans at? Where my Swedish Africans at? Where my Stockholm Africans at? Where my Stockholm Africans at? Where my Stockholm Africans at? Where are my Scandinavian Pan-Africanists at right now?
See what I mean? It makes 0 fucking sense. It's so stupid. Stop fucking doing it.
I said, where are my Scandinavian Pan-Africanists? I am here.
Stockholm, Sweden, I am in the building. Scandinavian Africans, I am in the building. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal.
In your defense against the allegations you are a deadbeat, you plug your fucking PayPal asking for money. The fact that y'all niggas fell for this dude to give him any sort of goddamn prominence. This motherfucker was on Drewski videos. Y'all gave this nigga any sort of prominence, and this is the fucking sham character y'all gave prominence to.
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy is going down Saturday, family. First of all, I wanted to go live before I go to bed. I wanted to go live before I go to bed and wish all of my fellow citizens of Ghana a happy 68th Independence Day. Where are my Ghanaian Africans at? Where my Cape Coast Ghanaian Africans? Where my Elmina Ghanaian Africans? Where my Northern Region Ghanaian Africans? My Accra Ghanaian Africans? 68.
Nigga, shut the fuck up and get to the fucking point, dude. The fact that y'all sit here and listen to this motherfucker drone on and fucking on is astonishing to me, because he has yet to say anything in a video responding to allegations that he is a fucking deadbeat.
8 years of independence. Yes, brothers and sisters, backwards never, forward ever. Forward ever, backwards never. Backwards never, forward ever. Forward ever, backwards never. Brothers and sisters.
What the fuck did he just say? Oh my god. What the fuck was that? Oh shit.
I have a double event on Saturday. There is a double event on Saturday. There's a private event from 4 until 8. And then we're going to the Ghanaian Independence Celebration here in Stockholm, Sweden. The afternoon event on Saturday is sold out. The afternoon event here in Stockholm, Sweden on Saturday is sold out. But you can meet me at the Ghanaian Independence Program. I'm going to be pulling up around 10 o'clock that night.
Again, this is a video about allegations that he is a fucking deadbeat.
I'm going to be pulling up around 10 o'clock that night. So we got the private event Saturday at 4. And then I'm going to head over to the Ghanaian Independence event, brothers and sisters. So it's going to be Big Papa times 2, a double dip of King Ifa Tunde, brothers and sisters. I just want to say this to all my supporters out there, my true supporters. It ain't that many of my true supporters. But for my true supporters, I want y'all to stay focused. There's a lot of slander going on. There's a lot of lies being pushed out there. There's people trying to use my name to build themselves up. I just want you to be really, really careful right now. Be patient, stay focused. Be patient, stay focused. Be patient, stay focused.
It's hard to be patient. It's hard to stay focused. But motherfucker, you ain't even got to the allegation once. You may say, oh yeah, well he's talking about it now. Bro, we're like fucking 4 or 5 minutes in. Fuck me, dude.
Brothers and sisters, y'all know me too well. Y'all know my love for children is too strong. Y'all know me too well for anybody to be coming out the woodworks telling you they've been trying to reach me where my number has been public for 20 years. Listen, brothers and sisters, I want y'all to listen. My phone number has been the same for 20 years. So anybody telling you they've been trying to reach me and my phone number hasn't changed in 20 years, mind you, I speak at graduations in Philadelphia all the time.
So you can speak at other kids' graduations, but Fuck your daughter, am I right? Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck is this defense, man?
I'm on the street in Philadelphia all the time. I have events in Philadelphia all the time. I got family in Philadelphia everywhere. And you've been trying to find me? Stop the cap now.
Does the daughter even live in fucking Philadelphia? Like, if she doesn't live in Philadelphia, like, that entire argument right there is defeated. You can find me because I'm everywhere in Philadelphia. Stop the cap, brother. Ain't no cat. Stop that right there. My number been 20 years, brother.
Can we please stop the cap, brothers and sisters? Can we please stop the cap, brothers and sisters? But let me say this. The quickest way for you to get blocked or put on the FDMG Book of Negro list. The quickest way for you to get blocked or get put on the FDMG Book of Negro list. Shout out to my Stockholm, Sweden Africans. I'm so happy to be in Stockholm, Sweden. I can't wait to take some pictures with our beautiful Stockholm African queens, our beautiful Scandinavian queens. I heard the Norway Africans is coming. We got Paris Africans coming. We got London Africans coming. We got Scottish Africans coming. We got Irish Africans coming. Pull up Saturday. It's going down. Ghanaian independence. King Kong consciousness. But let me say this. Let me say this. If you mind my personal business, I don't care who you are, I strongly recommend you mind your business. Because if you don't, you will be blocked and put in the Book of Negroes. Oh,
I thought I canceled that one, but it turns out he did do the Book of Negroes 3 times. Interesting.
no. Oh, no. As you see on my social media, I've been blocking people who think my business is their business. And if I block you, you automatically in the Book of Negroes.
Oh shit, 4. Fuck me.
So take a risk at your own peril. But I will say this. I'm open to the conversation. Where is Mama Smurf at? Get Daughter Smurf and Mama Smurf and then Papa Smurf, and we're going to have a nice conversation in front of the world.
Okay, 1, she tried. 2, she was raising your daughter. That's where Mama Smurf was. The thing you two created, she was raising your daughter. The thing you never fucking alluded to goddamn having, she was raising your daughter. 3, you don't get to come up here and say, oh, mind your business and stay out of mine. Bitch, you're a public figure. A shitty one, but you're a public figure. Are you fucking kidding me? If you didn't want this to happen, maybe have your fucking ducks in order before you get up there talking about fatherhood and fucking raising a daughter. But you did anyways. And I guess you just assumed at no point those kids of mine are gonna fucking say something about me being an absentee ass nigga.
Let's get to the bottom of this. And I'm going to bring white man paperwork. Oh, yes. I have all of my white man paperwork. So, baby Smurf, please get Mama Smurf and Papa Smurf is going to pull up.
So I'm assuming, A, that's you admitting that this is your daughter. B, you got white man paperwork that says you paid child support. Again, paying child support does not mean your ass is present in the fucking child's life. Jesus Christ.
And let's have the conversation. Okay? Okay? Let's have a conversation for the whole world. That's all we got to do. But later for that, if anybody needs to reach me while I'm in Sweden, you can still text me. If you need to reach me while I'm in Sweden, you can still text me. Let them drag my name through the mud. I love the mud. As a child, I used to play in the mud. Let them drag Nana Payana's name through the mud. Because one thing we know about the mud is all living things get their nutrients from the mud.
Oh my God. Oh, come on, man. Y'all cannot be letting this fucking corny ass nigga be your mentor in goddamn life. You cannot, bro. You cannot. Brothers and sisters, Nana Panea played in the mud. Nana Panea. We all come from the mud. Drag my name through the mud. Motherfucker, you're getting your metaphors fucking completely fucked up in that situation, dude. Oh my God.
The lotus flower comes up out the mud. Where does the lotus flower come? It comes from the mud of the ocean, the mud of the river, and it pushes through the mud up to the sun. So I ain't got no problem with people throwing my name in the mud. I love the mud. I love the soil. Didn't God make the black man and black woman from the black mud, the black soil? So let them throw my name in. Let them curse me and mock me. Let them ridicule me and slander me. Brothers and sisters, the closer we get to FDMG, the closer we get to FDMG, the closer we get to FDMG, the more slander there will be.
Bro, you've been talking about opening a school for 10 fucking years. We can't be any more close than we already fucking are right now. It ain't got nothing to do with your school. It don't got nothing to do with your school. You's a deadbeat ass nigga. You are the same nigga you ridicule all the fucking time on your podcast. Anytime somebody's like just entire function is judgment of fucking others, and the judgment isn't looking at other people and saying just be fucking normal and understanding that each situation has different fucking structures, everyone's story is different, everyone got to a certain point uniquely, and you cannot disregard that person's unique path. If they're not saying that, and if they're placing entire groups in fucking buckets, like saying the LGBTQ, a higher correlation to fucking molest children, or they didn't get themselves involved in Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor protest, or they say, I don't know, fucking all white women are just chasing a Finnish nigga, and black women, they don't fuck with niggas because they don't got Finnish niggas out there in just around them, or some stupid shit. Anytime you find a motherfucker spilling some shit like that and throwing everyone in a group, let me tell you right now, it's pure fucking projection. Yeah, I judge people, but I could tell you right now, this nigga is not every black man out there. Anything he says about black women does not apply to every black woman out there. Anything he says about how you should raise your daughter is not how you should teach and raise your daughter. Why? Because he is doing collectivism, but in the worst goddamn way possible. Collectivism to create division. Rich people do this shit all the time. There's a shit ton of rich class solidarity. Why do you think Richie fucking Sunak, an Indian dude, was Prime Minister of fucking England? Rich class solidarity. Why do you think you don't hear shit from fucking Obama about most of the shit going on right now? Despite him being this fucking oracle, this mentor for black people, this fucking symbol of a fucking black superhero in America. Because he's rich now. It's class solidarity. He doesn't have to fucking deal with the peasants and get on the bottom fucking floor. And Umar thinks he's on that same level. But no, you're not. You stupid motherfucker.
I said the closer we get to FDMG, the more slander there will be. I said the closer we get to FDMG, the more slander that we will see, brothers and sisters. And I'm built for it. The son of Ogun. I got my 2 spiritual machetes ready. If they want to send children to do their dirty work, send the children. If they want to send the children to do their dirty work, send the children. Send who you must. But if you don't know by now who the chosen one of this generation is, you must be dumb, deaf, and blind.
You're the chosen one? God chose you? God chose you. All right. Okay. God chose this guy, everybody. His words, not mine. God chose him. How does he know that? Fuck if I know. Do I think that's correct? Hell no. Do I think this fucking illegitimate ass nigga is eventually going to flame the fuck out? Sure, but problem is his ideals and his thoughts they're going to carry on to the people who think this motherfucker is actually saying something, when 10 times out of 10, he is saying nothing but fucking hatred. He is not teaching you anything. And if you think I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you right now, you do not know your history. And black people, historically, we don't know our history. Mind you, we talk all the time about how the books whitewash history for America. So don't get your history from this singular nigga who's constantly fucking putting down different groups of black people whenever they don't suit his fucking needs. Or to suit his needs. Like, it doesn't make sense that this dude has any type of prominence whatsoever. He's a deadbeat, he's a bigot, he's a racist, he's a misogynist, he's an asshole. Okay, that's what he is. And I know some black people are gonna say, well, white people have their own versions of this. They've got Donald Trump. Okay, why can't we have wannabe fucking Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther, fucking yeah, in the fucking dirt, damn Dr. Umar? Well, let me explain why this motherfucker is not your champion. Here is the downright clear fucking truth. This is an egotistical piece of shit. If this motherfucker tomorrow was asked to die for his beliefs, I guarantee you, and the threat was credible and real, I guarantee you he would not. Meanwhile, Martin Luther King got on podiums, gave speeches in public, marched with people, knowing every threat of death was credible. Malcolm X was prepared to go down fucking fighting early on in his career alongside the Muslim Brotherhood if need be. Members of the Black Panther Party were walking and escorting black people in the streets of fucking LA, armed to the motherfucking teeth, begging the police to try that racist shit. Rosa Parks could have got her ass beat. All these people that he claims to fucking speak for and represent and be attached to and the next fucking successor of, he has none of the same qualifications and none of the same commitment to the ideals. Martin Luther King won't no fucking deadbeat. Malcolm X won't no fucking deadbeat. Frederick Douglass won't no fucking egotistical deadbeat. Harriet Tubman won't no motherfucking deadbeat. Rosa Parks won't no motherfucking deadbeat. All of the black figures that we have that pushed and moved the narrative, they weren't these ugly ass piece of shit motherfuckers spewing hate all the live long motherfucking day. They did what they could to prop up black people and did what they could to push the narrative. And I think Dr. Umar fits into both those categories. Do I think he's going to change his narrative and wither the fuck away and we'll be free of his fucking idiocracy? I fucking hope so, but who are we kidding? This motherfucker has literally been milking this shit to fund a school that has not opened for 10 fucking years. He's going to milk this shit until he cannot milk it anymore. Somebody please put this nigga in jail.